Bryce Young should not win the Heisman Trophy at all.
What do you mean he shouldn't win? He's the best quarterback in the country. Look what he's been able to do with Bama.
Yada yada yada. Yes, I know he put up amazing numbers all year with Bama. Yes, I know he plays in the SEC. Yes, I know they are the number one seed in the college football playoffs this year. With all that being said, does it really feel like he's deserving of the Heisman? I mean, if you look at the list of Heisman winners in the previous years, one of the things that defined Heisman winners was their defining moments, or wow moments if you will. In fact, many people looked for that all year from some of the front runners, and even announcers frequently alluding to it, and the entirety of college football fans on the edge of their seats waiting for someone to take the driver's seat with a jaw-dropping play. From Johnny Manziel's upset versus Bama and all the plays associated with it, to Joe Burrow's plethora of wow moments, the knockout punch versus Texas, the scramble for a touchdown versus Georgia, etc. Choose your pick. The point I'm making is this: what is Bryce Young's true Heisman defining moment? It truly feels like an odd year this year, as it's pretty obvious he's going to win, but it just doesn't feel right. Now, many of you are probably thinking that's a stupid reason to not think someone is warranting of the Heisman. I agree with you, but there's more to it than just that. First off, this is an award that has been long won by quarterbacks. Yes, I know a receiver won last year, but as a quarterback, it just seems so much easier to win this award. However, if we look at Bryce Young's team, he isn't even the best on it. There's a guy named Will Anderson, maybe you've heard of him, but he's been probably the best Alabama linebacker since the 1980s, when Derek Thomas fearlessly roamed the gridiron. And when I say he's the best player on Alabama, I truly don't even think it's close. Another reason you might be asking, look who Bryce Young has on his team. I know the receiver depth isn't what it was last year, but he's still throwing to some of the best receivers in the nation, and probably the best receiver group in the country. Also, he's just surrounded by the best talent, coaches, players, etc., etc. It truly isn't hard to see how he was so successful. He can get away with throwing an inaccurate pass and not having to pay for it. That, in my opinion, makes up for the SEC competition. Now, if you look at guys like Kenny Pickett, he's done more or about the same with a lot less. And some will say Bryce Young still deserves credit, because as a backup, Paul Tyson, great-grandson of Paul Bear Bryant, wouldn't be able to do the same with what Bryce has been doing. So that justifies Bryce's performances. But is that really saying much? No offense, Paul Tyson, but there's so many quarterbacks that would flourish in that position that Bryce is in, like Kenny Pickett, as I mentioned. With that being said, he's probably the guy I would give the Heisman to, if it weren't Will Anderson. And that's my next point. I can't just bash Bryce Young and not give my Heisman winner. That's the easy way out. But now it's my turn to get bashed on for having my opinion on who I should have as a Heisman winner. Also, just to preface, I don't think Bryce Young is a bad player at all. In fact, he's good. But just that. Merely good. Not great. Or electric. In my opinion, to be worthy of the Heisman, I got my money on Kenny Pickett. Did you know Pittsburgh is an ACC champion for the first time in school history? Yes, listen to that again. Conference champion for the first time in school history. First 10-win season since '09. All because of what this man has been able to do. And he did that while putting up the same numbers as Bryce Young. In terms of ability, Pickett has more than Young. Even though you can make the best or the strongest case for the best Alabama player, Will Anderson, to be actually taking the Heisman home. Oh, also, I haven't even made an argument for Aidan Hutchingson, who could also be the Heisman winner. Regardless, I know many will disagree with me. Heck, I even know Bryce will take the coveted Heisman Trophy this year. So put your money back in your pocket, as I'm not taking any bets against Bryce Young. But this year, it just seems odd, as if he's not really deserving of it. Maybe it's because growing up, I've been spoiled with so many great players doing historic things with their respective programs, pulling off David versus Goliath-like upsets, or making the craziest plays that had the whole country, not just college football fans, get off their seats and talk about it all year, or players that had brought more attention in the college football world. And there was just a buzz in the air. Guys like Manziel, Mariota, Lamar, etc. Maybe my bone to pick isn't with Bryce Young. Maybe we're just devoid of players of that caliber. And maybe I just wish to go back to the days where even my non-college football fans were mesmerized by the plays, moments, and some of these great players were making. Maybe we just need to make the Heisman great again. Comment down your thoughts below and subscribe if you guys want to see more. Thank you guys.